Welcome to another episode of Discount Pokemon Decks. Today, if you saw our last video, I played a tournament with Wailord. I played it with this deck here, which I featured before, but you know, sometimes you have to change your deck according to what the meta is. And in that last tournament, I lost to Grey Ninja deck. And even though this deck works well, there's lots of great synergy here. Whimsicott, with this one attack, I can basically transfer damage, heal a Wailord, and knock out one of my opponent's Pokemon. But it seems like that is not a good use of space in this deck. And it's not that there's anything wrong with these cards. And actually, when I first built this deck, this was working great. But I think the meta's changed. I think there's a lot more abilities. And I think every deck, either you have abilities or you have Garbodor to shut down abilities. And, you know, when I played that Great Ninja, if he couldn't Water Shuriken, there's no way he would be able to knock me out. He would have to knock out the Garbodor. So let's see. You know, I want to talk a little bit about editing your deck here. And, you know, think about the faults we had. So obviously the big thing is, whoops, I want to get rid of these guys and get Garbodor in here, okay? So let's make that the first thing. So we'll change the 2-2 line to 2-2 line of Garbodor and Trubbish. All right. I don't have anything that pulls these in my hand. I didn't have anything before. It's fine because I'm going to eventually get it later in the game, and I don't really feel the need to. One thing that changes, I don't need the energy anymore. At least I don't need this energy. I could, in theory, one option would be to put the splash energy in this deck, which wouldn't be a bad idea. Maybe if I put this on a Wailord, if he gets knocked out, it goes back in my hand. But then again, I don't know if that really helps. So let's just hold off on the energy altogether. So I have 3 extra spots in my deck because of that. I feel like I was having a little trouble drawing. Now, I'm not going to put any cards from the Sun and Moon expansion in this because I feel like I want to use this deck again in a tournament, and they have that 3-week waiting period. So I'm not going to do that, but what else? I mean, the Float Stone will help. I prefer the Float Stone on my Pokemon, on my Wailords. Floral Crown would be interesting. And I have another deck with the Floral Crown, excuse me. Except that Pokemon, I'd have to switch him back. Another idea maybe if I have the item version of Lysandre, which is Pokemon Catcher. That's another thought that's going through my brain here, is that, you know, maybe being able to switch will help out. I mean, I'm maxed out on Max Potion. I'm maxed out on Crushing Hammer. I don't think a random receiver is going to help. Skyla came in a few times. It helped me get my Puzzle of Time going, which was good. Team Rocket's handiwork, maybe shift the balance between these two, but not really. I'm a little bit at a loss at what to add into this deck with these 3 spots. All right, I've given a little bit of thought. I'm going to put a Revive in my deck. I think it'll help me out here if I need to get a Garbodor or if I get a Wailord in. So there's some synergy there. I'm also going to try a Super Potion. Heal 60 damage. If you do, discard an energy. That's fine with me. And actually, I'm thinking maybe I could even get a few more of these in my deck because the healing really helps. I think it should be a little more healing, maybe a little less energy denial. I'm going to put another N in my deck. So that actually brings me up to 60. There's no energy in this deck. I'm just thinking if there's anything else I could put in. I did add a little more draw. The Skyla does help. I think maybe one less Team Flare Grunt. One more draw. I mean, these Lysandres were worthless when there's Float Stones out. So maybe he goes down. Let's get some more of this Super Potion in there. So how many? We have 2 Super Potion. 4 N, 4 Shauna. So it's a little better draw. Skyla helps too. mean, these guys kind of clog over our deck, but they do help as well. I think this is a good balance here. So let's look at the whole deck. We got Garbodor in here. We did not put another tool in our deck, and maybe that's something else I should consider. But the problem is, what tool would I put in? I definitely want to put a Float Stone on him, so that means I'm only going to have 2 between these guys. You know, maybe another Escape Rope. Maybe get rid of this Maintenance. I mean, I used it once. I think the Lysandre was good to go. I think maybe with Shauna and N, I should be able to get these cards out. I should be able to get Puzzle of Time better in my hand. So I feel a little better. So I'm going to save this deck. We'll call it Wailord Garbodor. And I like giving my deck like a fancy, if I make a new deck, give it a fancy box and then change it later. I usually don't care what sleeves I use, but sometimes I'll use the color that I'm weak against. So I'm weak against green there. Coin. Why not? So there we go. Yeah, it does not have any cards. Yes, I do want to save it. Wailord Garbodor. Oops. So there we go. And we're going to play a tournament with this in a little bit. Alright, welcome back. Now, normally, I would test this deck out extensively, but no, this makes for better TV. So let's see how this goes. I mean, we know Wailord's pretty solid. I don't think the Whimsicots did anything in the last tournament I was in. And I'm hoping that Garbodor will help me a little bit with the meta with abilities. So undoubtedly I will face a deck now with no abilities in it, and where Whimsicott would have come in handy, but because I see Dragon right here, and that's telling me that Fairy type would have been good. This is just looks like I'm going to go down in flames here if I don't get an N or something to draw. Although this would have happened with the Whimsicott too, so this might be the quickest tournament. I might get donked, but alright, so we have a Shaman here, so at least there's a chance I won't. But probably there's going to be some switcheroo coming up. So Hoopa. So when I see Hoopa, I know I can just kind of sit back and put my feet up because it's going to take a little while. Because there's going to be a bunch of EXs that come out, and a Shaman, and then some getting rid of other cards. Ooh, so alright, so that will help with the Hydreigon with retreat cost, so that's good. I like seeing that. That's good to see, because I do have enhanced hammers, but I need to get a Pokemon on my bench big time. Is there a Shaman coming still? No, he didn't put another Shaman in his hand. He's going to V-Seeker what? Sycamore? Ugh. So, and I did put more draw on this deck. Only one, but oh. So I have to get rid of this energy. I should get rid of that energy first, if I can. And I'm going to use Team Flare Grunt to get rid of this one, and I'm going to play Puzzle of Time, because I'm not going to fool around and hope I get bailed out. Alright, so he's unhappy, which is fine. Doesn't really matter what the next two is going to be, because as soon as I get that Shauna in my hand, I'm going to play it. So you like seeing the angry face when you're playing a mill deck or disruption deck, any kind of stall deck. This is more of a stall disruption deck. Alright, so there's an energy there. A double colorless and I lose, I think. So if he's got a double, oh no, he placed that on the Giratina, so unlikely I will lose. He could power this up. That's interesting. Alright, dive ball. So I need to get a Wailord. I need to evolve this guy. I mean, maybe not if I don't get a Float Stone or something else, but when else am I going to get the chance to do that, right? So my opponent having, I mean, maybe one advantage I have, he has no idea what kind of deck I have. And I do have another set, so you know what, maybe, yeah, I'm going to evolve this. Do I need to do anything? He does 100 damage, which will be just enough to knock him out. But he's got to retreat and all that. Do I want to risk this, or do I want to play Shauna? Alright, I'm going to go with Shauna here. Hope I get a Float Stone. Nope, but a Rope is good enough. We got a Revive, which doesn't help us now, but we got a Crushing Hammer. I should have played that after playing the Rope, but... I mean, most likely Giratina is going to come as the active. I do have another Shauna here. I do have a Revive, so he's not going to knock out Wailord. It's going to take him 3 tries by my calculation. I have not cut off abilities yet with Garbodor. Garbodor does cut off my own ability, Water Veil. You know, we're going to give a pack away of cards for Water Veil. I've used it in the past, but I will not be able to use it with this deck. Alright, he's got a Sycamore there, so he's down to 24 cards. I'm still at 40. 10 minutes. I'm about a minute ahead of him. Town map, so let's see what he's got here when he plays it. Lots of Lysandre targets. Pokemon Center Lady, which he won't need. We're going to go with the Trainers Mail and see what that gives us. Nothing I can use right now. I want to see what's in here. Can I? Team Flare Grunt. You know what? We'll take the V-Seeker and we're going to get rid of that energy. So Giratina is going to be hard for him to power up because of the energy requirements, and we're going to make it even tougher. I almost want to get rid of the non-special energy, but because I have Enhanced Hammer in this deck. How many do I have? 1 only. Okay. So I'm good with that. So 23 cards. My opponent did a good job at putting lots of Pokemon he doesn't need on his bench. He's starting to power up this Darkrai. Not sure why. I'm guessing he's going to try to switch these out. Ooh, I did not get a tool for this Garbodor, so... But do I still have Lysandre? How many Lysandre in this deck? 2, so I have the ability to pull this guy back. Okay. So he's going to start attacking with Darkrai. Uh, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90. So again, take about 3 tries to knock one off. I do not have any Float Stones, but a Lysandre will sure slow him down. Did not get one. Now, do I want to mill him a little bit? So how much is left? 160. He'd have to do 70 more damage. That's a lot more energy. I'm pretty sure he's not going to get that. So there we go. Oh, that's great. Oh, and some dragon energy in there. So I'm feeling pretty good. Do need to get some Float Stones. Do need to get my Stadium out. Only 37 cards in. My opponent's down to 8. Oh, there goes Garbodor. Maybe? Maybe. No, next turn he'll pull this Wailord back. So a max heal is almost required. And I'm just going to grab it right now. Max potion. So again, I still have this Shauna, so I'm feeling confident that... Oh, that scared me. Whoa. That I'll still be able to draw some more cards. So get my opponents back to square one. Alright, that's going to start causing a lot more damage. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 110. Alright, so he's going after Garbodor here, which I kind of figured would happen. But he's down to 7 cards, so... Now, if I had an N here, it would actually hurt him by 1. Alright, so we got our Float Stone. Hooray. Do I want to put... I'm not going to put him back on my bench. Well, this will go back in my deck anyway, so... Some max potions. Come on, let's get another whale. Oh, I'll take the Enhanced Hammer. Let's see, wait. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Enhanced Hammer. That'll help my guy stay alive. I have some max potions, so I even have the smaller potion. So I should be able to be good for about at least 2 more turns, maybe more. I can even take an energy out from this guy. So if I do 60, he still has to do a lot of damage here. I can play an N. Let's do this. Let's play this potion here. Heal him for 60, so he's down to 70. So he would need 180 damage, which I don't think he's going to do. You know what? We'll get an energy out. So again, if he wants to attack, he's going to need more energy. I haven't even gotten the Rough Seas out. It shows you this how good this deck is. I'm playing kind of half capacity here. Not even have my full trilogy. Ooh, okay. So I can Lysandre. Let's make him. Let's use a max potion on this guy. Let's make him waste some resources. How much does he need to retreat? Just 1 now. Alright. I'm fine with that. If he has to put a single energy on this guy for him to retreat, hopefully he doesn't have a Float Stone. He's only got a couple of cards left in his deck. And again, if he had to waste 1, I know I can play an N and that'll make him draw 1 more. I still have a max potion here. So we'll use the max potion. This deck's doing pretty well against these guys. Second Float Stone. I do have a Lysandre, so again I can try to slow him down. Let's see if we can cut out. If I can cut out this guy's energy, I will. And then I'm going to call him up as the active Pokemon. So still don't have my stadium, but I could also try to get it with Skyla. Alright, my opponent's playing an N. That keeps his hand the same. I will get 6 cards, which is fine. Lots of options here. Alright. So I have a V-Seeker. There's 2 cards left on his deck, so almost certainly going to go with Team Rocket's Handiwork. We'll retreat this guy. And if I get 1 coin flip, I have a 3 in 4 chance of winning at this time, which I feel good about. There we go. Game over. All right. So Team Rocket's Handiwork, and give another pack of cards away for that. Good game to my opponent. So our improved deck, taking down Darkrai, Giratina. You know, I think, again, playing this deck, I think a lot of people don't know how to play against a stall deck. So, all right, we'll be right back after a short break. Alright, welcome back to round number 2. We gave away 2 packs in the opening round. We faced a... Ooh, this is interesting. We faced a Darkrai Giratina. One of the better decks out there. I'm almost positive this is going to be Volcanion, because that purple is probably going to be Hoopa. I'm going to always choose first, I think, with this deck. Oof. Again, a really bad draw. And I'm going to lay both guys out, because even though I kind of don't want to, but you know, shutting down these steam ups will be a little bit helpful here. Again, kind of draw problems here with this deck. So my opponent's doing that so he can probably empty out his hand for Shaman. Or maybe Sycamore. Another reason you would do that is if you get a Volcanion, then you can use that energy to put back on your Pokemon, even though he can't do it on the first turn. Alright, so we're going to get rid of his stadium. Probably going to play a Puzzle of Time if I don't get something to draw. I'd like to keep these to pull back healing from my deck. And I kind of like that. I don't know if I used it or not, the Super Potion last game. I definitely had it a few times. I think healing works a lot better than the energy denial, although the energy denial was key enough in that last game. Again, especially if you have a deck where you can't drag energy out from the discard. And he's probably going to use Volcanion to power up his guy like crazy. But if I can get a Garbodor down and stop his abilities, I should be in much better shape. And again, he may have issues with if he doesn't have enough Float Stone. So there's a Shaman there, lots of Volcanion. So he's going to have at least 3 Volcanion. I'm going to want to get rid of his Stadium as soon as I can. If he doesn't get anybody else on his bench this turn, he's going to grab 6 more cards. And I've got to hope I can draw something, because he already played a Sycamore. He's got a Float Stone on this guy. Oh, that's perfect. All right. So we'll try to knock out this energy. Although really, you know what? I'm going to hold the hammers, because I think he's going to load up on energy. So if I knock it out now, it's just going to come back. So I think it's better to wait until I have a good opportunity. My opponent has no idea what deck I have right now, I'm guessing. And I'm going to reveal it in a second. Lots of energy removal here. A little bit of discard. Most likely I'm going to use a V-Seeker for this N again. But, you know, who knows? Maybe I'll knock out an energy from his Volcanion. I mean, probably it's best if I hold these until late, when I can get one of these guys maybe. Yeah, I'm still trying to think out the strategy for this. If he doesn't get a Float Stone on these guys, well, there you go. That's going on him. Then I can slow him down a little with that. Other than that, getting rid of energy is going to be tough with this Volcanion here, because he could just keep putting them back on these guys. So if I do it now, it's not going to do anything. But if I wait for a better key moment, it might be more salient. And I don't really want this Trubbish to die either, because if he knocks out both, that's one less Wailord. Then he only has to knock out 2 Wailords. I'm thinking another strategy I should do with this deck that I haven't really done. Uh-oh. Well, there's one gone. All right. So he's going to start putting energy back on his guys. And, well, I do have the Revive to put him back. All right, we're getting a second Wailord here. So I have all 4 here. I do have a Garbodor. How many Float Stones? 4 Float Stones, so that's pretty good. How many max heal? I do have 2 potions, 3 max potions. Okay, so I'm feeling pretty good with what I have. I can start discarding his cards here, I think, just to get this out there. Or I could go after this energy, but most likely he's got one in his hand. So I'm probably going to do this, and then I'll play N next turn. Alright, that's good. The getting rid of the Stadium is good for me, because obviously Stadium is a big part of what I'm trying to do here. I'm guessing he's going to Lysandre this guy sooner than later. And with these 3 guys, he can do 90 damage. So, oh, alright, so he's going to put energy right back in his deck already, I'm guessing. So he's got to have it in his hands to discard. So 90 and 130 is 220. All right, so he plays an N anyway. So I'm calculating that because I need to know how much damage he can do in a single turn. All right, Float Stone good. Max heal good. Nothing to draw, so not that good. The energy removal doesn't really help, as I said, because he can just Volcanion it back. I can't get rid of this Volcanion, but I think later in the game, when he's just using these guys, knocking it out will be good. Good, I want to see Float Stones on these guys, maybe. That doesn't affect me. Oh, he's going to start coming at me with the Volcanion. Alright, 130 is not that bad. We can take that. Let's heal him. Let's get a Float Stone on him. So he's down to 100. Again, I said the most he could do is 220, but no one else is really a threat to attack, so I'm not feeling all that worried. We're going to retreat into this guy. I don't have anything where I can draw except for Puzzle of Time. Did I use one already? I have not. I should have noted in my deck how many of those I have. He can't attack with this guy anyway, so there's no point in doing any damage. What if I try to get this energy out? Just to annoy him a little bit. Nope. Alright, so I think that was a good use of that. Pretty good here. I have to worry about this guy, but I do have a max potion. If he does lesser damage, I can use Super Potion and Rough Seas. I do have another Rough Seas, so even if he gets rid of this, you know, if he plays a Delinquent, then I'm a little bit stuck. What do I play? Probably 1, 2, 3 go out. All right, another N. So 24 cards. Well, now he's down to 21 cards for him. I'm gonna be down to 38. So I haven't really gone through much of my deck. Good, another Float Stone, another Dive Ball. So did he use, how many V-Seekers he used? Because him using Lysandre, that would be an issue too. 21 cards. So I think I want to see the energy out here because then he can't have it in his hand. I mean, how much does he have in his deck here? There's 2, 4, 5, 6, 9 energy cards at least. Okay, 80 damage. I do have the Float Stone. I have another Wailord I can put as my active. So we'll heal these guys up. We'll use our and I don't want to play N here for obvious reasons. I do want to put a Float Stone on this guy and retreat. I wish I could get this guy going, and that would really slow my opponent down. I think Team Rocket's handiwork's in order here. Either that or I shuffle him back in my deck, but let's... The problem is if I put energy here, it doesn't help. That's good. And none of it energy and a V-Seeker, so that was about as good as I get. I can almost play this Maintenance now, but let's wait. I'm going to have an N in my hand. He might get rid of the Stadium, so let's just hold on till next turn. Because if he plays a Delinquent, then for all I have is an N in my hand, I'm going to be stuck. Alright, so there's Skyla. He's looking for something here. Do I have a Lysandre in here yet? No. I haven't gone through that many cards. He's down to 16. There's his Lysandre. Is he going after this Wailord? Does he have enough to knock him out? I don't think so. Remember, the magic number is 220. Only 1 energy from his deck there. So, again, if it's all out here, that's fine with me because then he can't use these steam up attacks. Alright. So now I have to decide. Do I have a Skyla? I don't. So we'll use Maintenance. Shuffle these 2 back in our deck. Okay, didn't need that. Let's heal him. What do I have in here? I haven't used any of my Puzzle of Time, so let's not fool around. I don't want to lose a Wailord yet. Especially with the Trubbish here. Still no Float Stone. Nothing to even get it with. He's got to retreat and attack with this guy next, so let's see if I can knock off an energy from him. Just to annoy him that much. Alright, nothing else really here. My opponent down to 12 cards. I'd love to get some Puzzle of Times in my hand. I'd like to get a Float Stone on this guy. Alright, so you put an energy back. That's interesting. Alright, do I have a Lysandre here yet? No. If I can Lysandre this guy... I do have a max heal. And I'm going to use it. And if I play N, he's going to gain a card. I really want to get 2 Puzzle of Times in my hand. I really want to get a Float Stone. Getting this Garbodor would be nice. I could play Skyla next turn and get that Float Stone. Let's try to knock off an energy. Nope. Alright, so we're done here. This guy needs a Float Stone badly, and I'm going to Skyla it next turn. Pretty much no matter what happens, because I need to rotate between these 3 guys. I've gone through 2 max potions, but I can always get him back with Puzzle of Time. My opponent down to 9 cards. Doesn't look like he's close to knocking me out. He's just going to shuffle between these guys. Still only single. Now I could grab 2 Puzzle of Times, but I won't get the Float Stone. But I can V-Seeker Skyla back next turn, so we're going to grab a Float Stone here. As much as I'd like to get a Lysandre, I need to save this Wailord. So hopefully he won't Lysandre me. We'll see what happens here. If he can Lysandre and potentially knock this guy out. He just needs to do 150 damage. So 130 and 1 Steam Up would do it. If he does, I can Puzzle of Time him right back on my bench. But I'd like to save that for max potions. So let's see what my opponent does here. He's got a big hand. Nope. So he's doing damage, but it's not enough. I can put this guy on. I can Skyla Puzzle of Time and get 2 max potions. I can whittle him down a little more. I'm going to Puzzle of Time, Skyla, and Puzzle of Time 2 max potions into my hand. No. I want a Puzzle of Time. Alright, so this is my only chance at Puzzle of Time. I do have Revive, so I can't put him back. I don't know where the other Garbodor went. I should have looked through my deck more carefully. Put 2 cards from my discard in my hand. So 1, 2. I'm tempted to put this V-Seeker, but that's only 1 there. I think we're good here. Nothing else to play. Ooh, 6 minutes for me. A little under 6 for my opponent. 7 cards left. He's got a lot of cards here, but how much energy does he have in his hand? That's the question. 3 in his deck. So he's got 10 there. Still doing Volcanic Heat. And I just picked up another Wailord, so I'm feeling a little bit better. We'll retreat. I don't think he can do 210 in a turn. Well, maybe he can, but I don't think he has enough energy to do that. So I'm feeling pretty good. My deck is seemingly resistant to the Volcanic Heat. My opponent down to 6 cards. I'm at 23. I'm at 5.5 minutes, almost 6 minutes. He's down to 5 minutes. I need 1 more Float Stone. But there's no point even in thinking about it yet until I get through these guys. So he's going to have to Lysandre me sooner or later if he wants to win. And there's Skyla. Skyla for Lysandre. Let's see what he picks up here. Or maybe some energy retrieval. This is it's going to be big what he picks up here. If he gets Lysandre, this guy's good as dead. Nothing. Nothing. So I think he didn't have what he needs. Alright, he's going to steam up. Let's see. Steam up again. So that's 60 extra damage. That's 190. 190 and 40 is 230. And we're going to stay right there. I'm going to max potion him. Gives everybody else a chance to Heal on my bench. And we're just staying right here, so my opponent's going to have to... There we go! Alright. A resignation. So we gave away... did I give any packs away in that game? The tournament's going to start right here. So we're going to start the last round in 2 seconds. Alright, Wailord again for the win. That'll be the next phrase, because I didn't give one away. So that'll be another secret phrase for the win. See if we can do it with our deck. And I think the Garbodor didn't really come into play, did it? It was more of a target, so it was kind of a threat. Maybe he used some resources knocking that one out. I don't remember. But it's there when we need it. It'll be great for Grey Ninja. Obviously, my opponent will Lysandre it, but again, that gives me more resources. It'll give me more time. This deck's a lot about time. Managing healing in between the guys, and sometimes when in that last game where I did the max potion on the Wailord, that gave time for my guys on the bench to heal up. So, you know, I'm looking to whittle this away, and sometimes I need time to manage my resources as well. My opponent thinking about his coin flip. This looks like oh man, what's the name of that movie? Toothless. No, I don't want to go first. Uh-oh. That I don't want to see. Oh boy. So grass deck will definitely do me in because of the weakness. And there's just no way around that with this deck. Every deck's going to have a weakness. And if you face it, you may be in trouble. So power memory. Alright, so that means Zygarde. So maybe he's throwing me off. Garbodor. That's great, sure. That means I don't have to play my Garbodor because most likely he does not have abilities on his Pokemon. This scares me because, you know, it's 200 damage. And I've used that card before. I think I did it in one of my videos. I don't know if I played with that deck, but I definitely talked about it. It's an interesting card. It's good for like Carbink, Zygarde. I think Zygarde's a little overrated as far as EX goes. Lucario, definitely better. Alright, so first turn, obviously a Float Stone on this Wailord, and then Skyla, and then do what? Right, because I don't want to play anything else unless I'm going to play a Lysandre and just try to slow him down and be annoying from the start. But I could do that with an Escape Rope if he only has one Pokemon here. What should I get with Skyla? Probably a Pokeball. A Dive Ball, so I can get another Pokemon out. And then the next turn I could play in. I can always, you know, retreat. I can wait a couple of turns. My opponent taking his time. I don't think he understands he's playing a stall deck here. He's giving me a 2-minute advantage. Sure, I'll draw a card. Oh, we'll get Trubbish here. Alright, this is good. Maybe I'll Skyla into another Float Stone for Mr. Trubbish, but I shouldn't have put him on my bench, but that's okay, because 1 doesn't matter, because Wailords are 2, and so if he knocks out this guy, it really doesn't matter. It actually gives me a little time, so I most likely will not use him. But Float Stone on Wailord, I need another guy here, because this guy can start doing massive damage. Actually, that Zygarde EX, that little... Oh, that's interesting. Is my opponent asleep here? Is it too late for my opponent? Might be past his bedtime. Alright, Dive Ball. I don't know, because he took him a long time to coin flip, and he didn't seem to really do anything, so I may have an opponent that's not really here. So in that case, it's my best interest to just finish my turn as fast as possible, let them use as much time on the clock. Alright, so he is here. There's an energy. Maybe he was having some internet problems. I am playing this game late at night, but it could be daytime for him. It could be real late at night. Alright, so there you go. There's no doubt about what's going on here. He's going for power memory. I think I'm going to need some energy removal. Will help me out because... Good. All right. Another Dive Ball. Some Trainers Mail. I need some draw. A switch. I don't see why, but probably his only option. All right, 20 damage. We can take that. We have a Float Stone. Oh, great. We got a Shauna. Now I'm looking for Float Stones. I'm not in that big of a hurry. And I don't want to play my stadium yet. Almost tempted to take that. But let's go with the safer route. I think I might play my stadium. What's the chance he's going to have 4 stadiums with this? So there we go. Now we got the Team Flare Grunt. Although I can wait 1 turn and retreat and then play the stadium. I could get it end on my hand, but then I still have these guys to retreat into. Oh, that's fortunate. Alright, so now I can wait for my stadium a little bit. So I can be patient. He's only down to 41 cards, so that's a problem too. I need to get him to use his resources. He's playing this smart, actually. He's not laying anyone down. So let's try to motivate him a little bit. There we go. Oh, that'll definitely do it. Whoa, that was nice for me. Let's retreat, give him another target. Still not going to do it. I feel like I'm okay. I can even put this guy up in Escape Rope if I need to. I don't think he's going to be doing that much damage. Alright, so now this is going to do 80. And there goes the Float Stone. Okay, that's fine. Alright, now we need to start healing. And if I get rid of an energy, that would be so nice. I don't need to play this yet. He can do more than 200 with this. Could be easily 240. He would need... Ooh. He would have to discard all his energy here. But he only has 1 in his whole deck. You know, I'm going to play Shauna anyway. Because if I wanted to put this guy up, I could have. Alright, so that's good. Hopefully I don't get this Wailord knocked out. There's a chance, though. He could, if he gets enough, if he got 1 more strong energy, that would be 4 he would have in his deck. 2 there, 1 in his hand. Okay, that's had me nervous for a minute. So we're going to get rid of the strong energy. Still, he's winning with his cards. Need to get my card count better. 32 to 35. He's not using resources, so definitely, I think he's playing this very smart. Alright, so now he's discarding 2 cards. Oh, the Garbodor, that's interesting. I'm guessing he sees he doesn't need it. Why you would do that, I don't understand. Oh, to put them back on the Zygarde. So we're probably going to see Carbink break at some point. I can make him draw some extra cards, and I think I will. So we need to get this count lower. So he only had 3. I played N. He had 6 cards. Alright, we have a Revive, which doesn't help. 3 Ns doesn't really help. Float Stone helps tremendously. Alright, still a card behind. Good. I want to see him using his cards up. That's what I want to see this low. And I could play an N again. And I would happily do so. I mean, it hurts me to play these hammers, but I kind of have to. Because he can knock me out with this kind of combination. So I will play N. He'll draw 2 cards. Still a little bit behind. I can use Maintenance to get another card back. I can play this to knock out that last energy. So we're going to get rid of these 2. They go back in our deck, so it actually increases our deck count. That's another positive with that. Nothing left to play. So this Carbink break is going to help him out. And a Float Stone on it, that's exactly what you want. Except he can't retreat this guy yet. Now he can retreat him. But he's not going to. I think that's a little bit of a mistake. So we'll get rid of this energy, although it's going to be a fruitless endeavor here. 26 cards to 25. I have a V-Seeker, so I can play Team Rocket's Handiwork. Oh, Sycamore, that's good. 4 cards down. But again, he's going to pull cards out and put it on this guy, and I may have to waste resources to get him off of them. And if he gets enough strong energy on this guy, I'm not going to waste his hammer now. Ooh, getting a little low here. Alright, I want him to use up his cards. No reason for me to play anything yet. So this should be pretty interesting. Alright, so you know what? We're going to give a pack for all cells burn. That'll be another special phrase. Again, be the first one in the YouTube video to put that. Hold on, need to concentrate. To put all cells burn in a comment, and you'll win a free pack of cards. Just make sure you friend me and offer me a trade offer. I think we're going to go with Team Rocket's Handiwork again. Let's cause my opponent to maybe try to quicken his pace here. No. Alright. But he knows I have it. I've used it before. There's no point in using Crushing Hammer yet. I've got to save them for his strong energies. So again, he should retreat and then use Carbink to load up this guy with the strong energy, because he's got, I think, all 4 in here. And he could even take 2 turns and get all of it on there. And between that and the all cells burn, he will be able to one-shot me. You can keep repeating that pattern. Wow, I'm now losing in time, so I need to quicken my pace. I'm not going to play the V-Seeker yet. I'll wait if he gets down to 2 cards again. I'll go with Team Rocket's Handiwork. I could use a max healed. Have I used any yet? I have not. So I can maybe Shauna and try to grab one. Interesting. Alright, so here we go. Carbink's going to now power this guy up. But I think he's got to lose all his energy. No, discard 3. So he can leave the strong energy and discard the other 3. There's no point in getting rid of it now. I can try to get rid of his energy here. I'm going to hold on. That does give me time to heal, which is good. So again, he can one-shot me. And he'll probably go after it next turn. Let's see what my opponent does. Because he could lose all these 3. I would wait one more turn. Let's see what my opponent does. Yeah, he's going to wait one. Now I'm going to knock one of those out. And try to knock actually both out. Actually, it'd be smart to escape rope and then play a Team Flare Grunt. That's what I'm going to do. So let's try this. Let's try to knock one out. Nope. We'll knock that out. Alright. Let's heal. Now I'm going to leave him. Wait, no. First escape rope. I want him to be active, and then I'm going to knock another one out. And I'm going to give him this Wailord to try to kill off. Or maybe the Trubbish. Oh, interesting. Alright, still give him that. No, I need the cards in case I need to reshuffle here. I'm going to wait one turn. He's probably going to put the side guard as active, and I'll knock out the strong energy. So let's see what he does. I'm planning for this Wailord to die. No, 160. Interesting. So it kind of backfired on me. I was hoping he'd get rid of it. So let's Team Flare Grunt. One of the strong energies out. I can always Puzzle of Time one back in. Except I'm kind of stuck with this guy, so I think he knows it. He's going to knock that guy out. And then he can knock another one out with the special attack. $140. Alright, so I kind of risked that guy, and it kind of blew up in my face. Float Stone a little too late, but if I get a revive, that can actually help. I don't want to play N. I don't need to play Shauna yet, so I'm going to hold off a little bit more. I still have Revive in my hand, right? I have not. No, I would not have used it yet. He probably has a Lysandre in his hand. But I'm loath to let him reshuffle. He knows what he's doing. I'm just going to keep playing. And you know what? If he's going to pull this Wailord out and Lysandre him, then I'm in trouble. Yeah. Alright, so my opponent definitely taking his time. He knows what he's doing here. So we're going to offer a Trubbish. And of course, that gives him more cards and makes him draw less when N is out too. I can't Lysandre anything. That's not going to help. I think it's in my best interest to just Shauna here and try to get the cards I need. So now my opponent has me panicking a little bit. I do need a revive. A couple of Puzzle of Times would help. I don't have either. Single Puzzle of Time's not going to help. I should have waited and not put this Trubbish just yet and rotated between, but that Lysandre scares me. Very good. My opponent getting rid of my stadium. Switching out. He's going to load this guy up, and then he's going to knock out one of my Wailords. So, no, but he's got to get through the Trubbish first. Come on, Puzzle of Time. Lysandre does not help. Float Stone does not help. N does not help. My opponent, I mean, it helps my opponent, but I think I've got to play it. I want to get another Wailord out. Alright, so we got the revive. 2 Puzzle of Time, so I can knock out some of his energy. And my stadium. I'm again losing the card battle here. What do I have in here to knock out his energy? We'll put another Wailord out. And I'm trying to think. Definitely the hammer, enhanced hammer, and... Oh, I'm very low on time. And Team Flare Grunt? So, enhanced hammer. Let's get the V-Seeker instead. Is the V-Seeker in here? Yes. All right. All right. So we're getting down to the wire. I think my opponent feels a possibility to win here. If he's got a Lysandre, oh, there goes another stadium. How many are in here? Should only be 2, I think. 2 stadiums there. I want to go through my deck and see what's here. Max heal. Stadium would be good for now. I mean, the Float Stone would be pretty good, but I think the stadium's most important. Down to a minute 45, so I'm going to go into speed play. I think I'm done here. I think my opponent has me. He just needs the Lysandre or the V-Seeker. There's an N. So he's going to have me draw more cards than him. Alright, 2 more Puzzle of Time. So now he's forcing me to put a Wailord here. And he can knock me out if I don't get an Enhanced Hammer. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to play 2. I think it's pretty much over. 2 Crushing Hammers. Try to knock his energy out. In the small chance, yeah, there's no chance really. If he plays this correctly, he will win. That's undoubtedly. Alright, here we go. For the win. For my opponent, unfortunately. Not for me. All he has to do is retreat, attack with the Zygarde, use the... I'll give him a well played. That's it. Game over. Alright, good game to my opponent. So we gave away some packs of cards. I think the Wailord deck did a little bit better here. Some more healing. Won some more packs of cards. Let's see, is it going to show us what we win? So Wailord deck gets us Fates Collide, a Steam Siege, 2 Sun and Moon, and a trophy. Isn't that great? Alright, well, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot to Gravy2, Rusty Rustang, and Mantisgore for playing. And good game to my opponent. I thought he was sleeping there because he wasn't doing anything those early turns, but he knew exactly what he was doing and played a great game. So until next time, thanks a lot. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you'll know when our next video is released. Also, check out our playlists where you can find videos by topics like Mill decks or Cheap EX decks.